Hey there, everybody. I'm Around the Wheel, and welcome to Bugs Bunny Birthday Blowout. This is the title screen for Bugs Bunny Birthday Blowout. It doesn't actually say Bugs Bunny Birthday Blowout, so it doesn't really have an official title screen, which is a little bit weird, but I couldn't really imagine anything other than this. I can't imagine something that would look good containing the actual title of the game, but Happy Birthday Bugs is as good as anything. This was released on the 50th anniversary of Bugs Bunny. We're closer to the 75th now, rather than the 50th, but that's okay. This is still a pretty solid little game, and we're going to get right into it with the plot here. There's a big birthday party for Bugs Bunny. He checks his mailbox, and he sees an invitation. Happy birthday, Bugs. As members of your Fanklube, yes. All I see is the word invitation. I don't think anybody actually wrote anything there, but whatever. That's okay. We're going to go to his birthday party, but we're going to have to get through the other Looney Tunes first, because they have insane fits of jealousy, and they are going to try to stop him from getting to his own party. Wile E. Coyote, why don't you put aside your envy, stop blowing plumes of demon smoke, and why don't we all work together for once? Why is Wile E. Coyote the instigator here? He's not even the final boss of the game. In fact, I think he's actually the first major boss of the game, so yeah. Yes, so they're going to throw an insane baby fit, and Bugs Bunny is now going to have to move very cautiously to avoid all those psycho bitches. So here we go. Stage 1, Round 1. There are 6 stages. Each stage has 4 rounds. So there's going to be 24 levels, and we're going to do 1 stage per video. So this is going to be a pretty short series. Most people probably know this game because the Angry Video Game Nerd pretty much relentlessly tore it. Wow, this is a pretty horrible start. I actually have a weapon I can use, and those little flame guys are helpful because they give out hearts pretty much no matter what, all the time. But yes, the Angry Video Game Nerd infamously covered this game. Not only this game, but also Bugs Bunny Crazy Castle, which is another game I like. This isn't really a bad game, though. I'm as big a fan of the Angry Video Game Nerd as anyone, but I gotta say that he really misrepresented both this game, and he does kind of have a point that the Crazy Castle series got a little out of hand with all the sequels and stuff, but on the whole, the first one he just kind of took a dump on, and I'm not sure there was much to those Bugs Bunny videos, other than the fact that they just kind of staged some funny fights where he beats up a Bugs Bunny and beats up a guy in a Bugs Bunny costume and does a little bit of cussing. I mean, that's fine for the usual AVG video, but in this case it really did a disservice to this game, which is inoffensive at best. It's not a bad platformer by any means. It's the kind of general point A to point B that most games were doing back then. Thank you very much for hitting me with a wayward soap bubble, you stupid soapbox enemy. Yeah, the enemies are a little absurd, as they often were in Days of Gaming Yore, but it's nothing to get too worked up about, and I feel like, yes, a great disservice was done in this game. I myself have thrown it under the bus a few times in my personal and professional career, but now I am pretty much an unabashed fan of this game. It is a good game. It brought me a lot of good memories, which I've talked before about how when you're a kid, you kind of have to learn to love what you've got, even if it sucks or is mediocre. Because back in those days, your parents were buying you the games. They were the ones with all the money, and so they were the ones pretty much supporting whatever gaming habits you had as a kid. We're not going to deal with Daffy Dick today. We're going to get straight to the carrot. The big carrot being what we need to touch to get to the end of any level. And so yeah, I didn't have to learn to love this game though. This game I was taken with it from the start. It's a good game. Let's play some lotto here. Some lotto bingo for hopefully some extra lives. Not having too much luck at the slots so far though. Oh well, 1-1 up. That's not a bad way to start the day. Not like we're going to lose all of our lives. This is a pretty easy game on the whole. But yes, to get back to the Angry Video Game Nerd, he is usually pretty spot on about the games he reviews, but the Bugs Bunny games, those episodes were, in fact, pretty much a total miss as far as accuracy and fairness goes. And I feel like that's kind of something that you have to watch out for when you decide to do the whole comic game reviewer personality. That's kind of abundant on YouTube. Yes, it's abundant, but it can be done well, and the Video Game Nerd proves that, but I feel like if you are going to tackle games like this, this is kind of one of those little misfit games that doesn't necessarily fit into cozy definitions of good or bad. This game is somewhere in the middle, and with those misfit games, you have to be very delicate and very careful. I like that you can use the WB shields as platforms after you collect carrots. That comes in handy quite a few times later on, but I think getting back to the point I was making, you have a real responsibility when you're going to do that whole ranty reviewer shtick. You have a responsibility to not misrepresent the games you're talking about, to be fair and to be fair to whatever games you choose to cover. There was one really bad recent example. I don't want to spend a whole bunch of time slagging on famous people, but, well, internet famous people anyway, but one recent example would be the Game Grumps. Well, it wasn't that recent, and that was pretty stupid of me. I should know that enemies respawn pretty easily in this game. When Game Grumps did Secret of Mana, by far their worst series to date. They've gotten much better, but they've gotten much better in the time since then. But Secret of Mana was a very nice, very intuitive game that they really just... I still don't know what happened there with that. That was pretty crazy. They called it unintuitive. They didn't get the ring menu, which is the easiest thing to get about that game. That was actually a technological marvel at the time. A lot of games copied that ring menu system. It was so intuitive and easy to use, and it was just a complete miss on their part. They played the game for a few episodes and then just kind of, chalked it up to it being stupid rather than them not knowing how to play it. And so what you got there was, now there are going to be tons of people who think that Secret of Mana is a bad game just because of what the guys on, Ego Raptor and JonTron said on Game Grumps, and that is really unfair, and it's a real disservice. So when you're dealing with games like, Secret of Mana is far from a misfit game, so it's kind of much worse in their case, what they did. But with games like this, and one other one I covered recently, Echo the Dolphin, games like this, you got to be really careful how you treat them. You got to kind of use the delicate gloves, because if you do wrong by a game like this, then you're consigning it to a place in history that it doesn't really deserve. And I just think it's really important that we not do that. That we try to be fair to games. That we try to sit down with them. I'm really into the history of games. I think it's important that we sit down with games, be careful with them, and, try to understand what they were doing at least. That you can still assess a game as bad. What? Excuse me, I have 3 diagonals there. That is a hit. That's a 1-up. This isn't Battleship. But, yeah, where's my 1-up for 3 in a row? That's silly. That's silly that it's programmed that way. Yeah, I'll see you later, bonus game. I'll see you after Stage 1, Round 3 here. But yeah, that's my feeling about Bugs Bunny Birthday Blowout. It's a good game. You just gotta, for just this once, don't listen to the angry video game nerd. And play the first Crazy Castle too. That's also a pretty good game. It is a little tedious, yes, I agree with that, but it's not bad by a long shot. And the Game Boy one, if you like that kind of puzzle platforming, it's got even more to offer, because the Game Boy Bugs Bunny Crazy Castle has 80 levels, as opposed to the 60 of the NES version, 64 if you count. I think this will skip us too far ahead if we... Yeah, I don't want to skip any carrots. I want to keep going. 64 if you count the secret levels, which are pretty fun to do, if a little difficult to do in one single go. Ah, yes, disappearing platforms. We will deal with you plenty well throughout the game here. Yeah, here we go. Alright. Doing pretty hot and awesome here. Give me some of that Frank's Red Hot. Okay. Oh, I can hit that. That probably would have been bad if I hadn't had the little mallet power-up, which I think increases your speed and jumping height. It definitely plays a different little ditty, that's for sure. Okay, let's keep on moving. Yeah, there are a few power-ups you can get in this game. Bugs Bunny has his little mallet, which he crushes enemies with which he crushes other mallets. Bugs Bunny's mallet is a traitor to his species. If only he had grown arms and legs and gone the way of evil. That heart will actually refill all your health, and we'll run into that more than we will little individual hearts, which is kind of weird when you think about it like that, because shouldn't we be running into the tiny little hearts more? But no, this game is pretty generous with health. It's pretty hard to die unless you just straight up fall into a pit, or you kind of suck with spikes. But yeah, this is an easy game, and we're gonna get comfy with it. Hello, Daffy. No reason to deal with you. Why am I getting an extra carrot? It's not like we can get enough at this point to play more bonus games, so let's just go. Let's just roll with the changes. Roll with the punches. We got 5 good chances here to score some 1-uppage. There we go. There's my diagonal. Now give me credit for the one earlier, you dumb game. Alright, concentrate hard. It's all just luck anyway. Let's go really slow and probably not achieve anything. Wow, yeah. I think I'll just go ahead and hit the button really quickly. See, that's much better for us anyway. If only that 5 had been a 6. One number off and I would have won the $580 million Powerball. I'm just kidding. I didn't even enter. You know, they say, you know, everybody always wants to be a party pooper. Like, you're not going to win the Powerball, but, you know, somebody has to, and those are warring forces that you have to consider when you buy a lottery ticket. I almost bought a lottery ticket. That Powerball got pretty high up there. I'm not going to lie. I was tempted more than a few times, and, you know, maybe if I had won the money, that would have been cool, but, you know, nothing good comes easy, so unless you buy a lottery ticket and you win, and then I guess that came pretty easy, because all you spent was, like, what, a couple bucks on a lottery ticket? Alright, let's get malady. Let's get silly. It cost $85 million to make this mallet. Alright, and then pop back through, because we can't really go any farther with that. These levels get progressively longer. These final levels of every stage are a little bit longer because the bonus level takes a little bit more carrots to play. We don't get the usual lotto bingo at the end of this one. We got to play some Willy the Weasel whack-a-mole game. It costs like 20 carrots, and I don't like it as much as the lotto bingo because it requires some effort. Hello, rocks. You don't rock, ironically. Alright, yeah, not going down without a fight for my carrots. Holy cow, this is bad. I'm just a little bit away from losing a whole heart. It's pretty hard to lose all your hearts, actually. It's kind of weird how generous this game is, considering it's an old NES game. Yeah, nice little stop there, buddy. The gray ones, if you hit them, they just turn into soap bubbles. And I can't actually damage that soap bubble. That's weird. Because you can definitely damage the ones that come out of the red boxes, although everybody does something a little different. Okay, what am I... I'm going to wait on some little floating turd to come up out of the rabbit mound there. Here we go. Yes, this will refill. This will refill us nice and good. There we go. Alright, don't want to do too much backtracking, though. Let's wait on the WB shield. It will shield us from harm, by which I mean a pit. Up and at them. Okay, and... okay, well, that was nice, I guess. Get down the ladder when I tell you to, Mr. Bunny of the Bugs. Bugs Bunny, are you lousy? Are you covered with louses? Lice? Mr. Bugs? Is that why they called you that? That's kind of a weird name. Kind of strange and not very affectionate. And I'm only going to get to play a couple of rounds of whack-a-mole, which suits me just fine. Let's do it. Sing for your dinner, Mr. Wile E. Coyote. And it's always a good idea to go for a single hit, like drop in from the top. That's a big advantage. Okay, I thought I had got a hit on you, but you only take 3 hits, right? Yeah, see, even getting hit all the time, it's pretty hard for a boss to kill you, which is one point that the Angry Video Game Nerd makes, although he kind of frames it as a bad thing. I mean, well, you know, if this game is aimed at kids, then, you know, you don't want them to die too easily. Every game has its audience. And I like to generally stay somewhere on the top row during this. I don't know how that worked, but okay. But I generally have the most success on the top row, even though I'm not too great at this little bonus dilly right here. Okay, I got one up out of it at least. Score 18, next 20. I think I have to get 20 for a 1-up now. Alright. Oh, the bottom row is being kind to me today. Yes. Alright. Wow, this is... okay, yeah, this is... okay, screw the top. I'm staying on the bottom. I'm going to take the low road. Dang. Pretty successful that time. That was not too shabby. But that's it for Stage 1. Next time we're going to move on to Stage 2, which is a desert world, which is mandatory by United States law ever since the passage of the Super Mario Bros. 3 Act. Thank you guys. See you later, as the little box at the bottom says, next time.